What's up, YouTube? I'll bring you a couple updates here. I don't know if any good updates, but whatever. Anyway, well, this is a good update. We got our hole dug. I'll just go down and show you guys how far we got. Might be getting kind of dark in here, I don't know, but anyways, there's our crawl space, and this is where we are. We're going to keep on digging towards that wall right there so we can set our anchors. We don't have our piece of steel put in yet because we've got this. The last guy that wired this house put lights in the crawl space so he could see, but if you guys are wondering why there's lights in the crawl space, but we have that. I won't be able to get up the wall enough, but there's a couple, there's a piece of PEX that hangs down in the way, and there's a piece of that 2-inch that hangs down in the way from all of this stuff here that we're going to have to work around to get the other piece of steel in. But as soon as we get it in and we start to dig back to there, we're going to start getting its support built, and we're going to try to get this wall broke out where it's thin over here and get that support in. And then we've been talking about going back after we get all of this stuff that I designed myself in here and going back with 4x4, treated 4x4 posts, and making those domino stack kind of looking things, 5 of them underneath of the house once we get it all supported the way they usually lift houses, just as kind of an added double safety so we know that we're safe working underneath of here. Anyways, I'll go show you guys this Ford. I took the lid off of the gas tank. It certainly looked and smelled like there was water and bad fuel in the tank. So I had filled up a bucket like JC recommended, halfway. I didn't fill it all the way up. I got my my little fuel tank that I bought from the auction all fixed up and filled up. Anyways, I went ahead and did these fuel lines. I still left these 2 fuel lines, but I made sure they weren't these 2. They're not actually fuel line, I don't guess, but just hose I had laying around. But I made sure that they were good and sealed and not leaking anywhere. I cleaned off this unit with brake clean as best I could, and I cut those hoses off of the fuel lines that were all kinked and stuff, and connected these. So I'm about 90% now that I'm not sucking any air, period, back here. And I trace this vent, just goes all the way across here and back to the other side of the fuel tank. So it shouldn't be causing me to have no running issues. So it should run like this. And it started up and ran for about 10 seconds. I think we're just still sucking a whole bunch of air. Well, it started up and ran about 10 seconds after about 30 minutes of dealing with the alarm not allowing the key to command the engine to crank over. But anyways, I guess here for the first time I'll let you guys hear me try to start it. Wouldn't it be good if it would start up? And I did, it does seem like you can hear you can really hear the pump running, and you can hear the injectors working under the hood. So let's just see what I'll show you guys what it sounds like and what it does. Let it go through its cycle one more time. It sucked up quite a bit, probably about half of the fuel out of that little 5-gallon bucket, and I might go ahead and put some more fuel in it. I better just crank this over one more time and then call it a day, because I don't want to get the starter warm. But anyways, it'll start to doing that like it wants to run. Then you go to let off the key and it just won't start up and go. Just not getting enough fuel. I'm thinking that I might go ahead and since I've got basically the fuel tank area eliminated as a problem, I'm going to go ahead and reassemble all that correctly and put it back together right. and then get my pressure washer and clean up all that stuff on the fuel, or on the frame rail where that high pressure fuel pump is, because if it sucked all that water and dirt into everything, it probably sucked it all up into that fuel pump at least. And I'll probably just change the filter in it and go ahead and fill my 5-gallon bucket back up with diesel and charge these batteries all night on trickle charge, and then give it a go tomorrow and see if we can get anywhere with it. But we're getting somewhere on the house finally, and we are making forward progress. The contractor's here. The contractor's design man is here right now, drawing up some stuff so that we can try to get our floor plan laid out for our addition. And I think that I have this little project over here that I have to work on. It's just this thing, it seems like the batteries go bad every year, and it doesn't really have a draw or anything. It'll start up the whole time, and then when they go bad, when they go down, they just don't seem to want to come back up. So I'm going to put in these two, and I wasn't going to spend much money on them, so I just bought some Econo Powers. But I'm going to put these two batteries in, and then I'm going to put a battery disconnect somewhere here in the wire. Oh, the other project that I had worked on here a couple days ago, because it was the first trouble that we've had with it, but it was simple enough deal. It was just this Nissan forklift, the starter quit on it. I'll show you guys the fuel tank for the Ford and what I did to it while I had it out. Of course, this fuel tank was all covered in stuff real bad, and I cleaned it as best I could with the nasty diesel fuel that was in it, just rubbing it with my gloves on the outside and scrubbing it down after I wire brushed it. And that Oklahoma red is just really, that clay or whatever, just really stays on. But anyways, I clean I'm still in the process of cleaning the inside of the tank out, and once I get this rag out of here, I will get another rag soaked in only brake parts cleaner, and I will scrub the inside of the tank extremely well with brake parts cleaner. And then I'm gonna just, like I said, put all this back together, because I'm fairly certain that there's not any issues coming from back here, as long as we're not trying to suck any air out of the tank. So I'm guessing that that's about the best that we can do for right now, I'm guessing. So there's enough fuel in there to give it one more go and see if it seems like it's close to wanting to start. When it kicks off, but the batteries are getting dead. Like I said, we're gonna let the batteries charge all night, and we're gonna go from there, and hopefully we get this piece of crap started soon, because I've got a lot of other stuff going on. We had our first real hard freeze last night, and I still have cattle on a pasture north of here that need to be gathered and brought home. And then I was gonna try to get some fence built here at home, and I didn't get it done in time for the winter, so I'm looking at feeding cattle here again all winter. And there's a lot going on. I need to get this truck done and get it out of here, so you guys will be seeing more videos a little faster. The other thing I was going to say is I'm not a negative guy. I don't want to come off like a really negative guy because of the way that I am on these videos towards this truck. I mean, I know you guys have all worked on something that made you kind of spiteful towards it before, and if this was my vehicle or it was something I had time to do, then I would be extremely excited about it and everything. I just don't want you guys to feel like I'm a negative Nancy or something, because I always seem to be talking down on this truck and ready to be done with it. But it's not really my forte and stuff to do, and I have stuff broken on my own stuff that I need to fix. But you know, a guy's got to work, so I appreciate having the business. I just don't appreciate it always being a basket case. But anyways, I'll quit complaining.